reside, with that fire in my eyes. Queen of discord where I stand, chaos in my every hand. Goddess of the wild night, bringing dreams to shattered light. Valhalla's throne is where I reign, with a heart that knows no pain. Goddess of the wild night, bringing dreams to shattered light. Valhalla's throne is where I reign, with a heart that knows no pain. Arrows of courage and might, feel the passion, feel the flight. Crave the edges of my dance, take a leap, take a chance. Attitude lights up the sky, sassy sparks that never die. In my world you'll find the flame, burning bright without a name. Feel the thrill inside your soul, breaking chains to make you whole. Through the chaos find your way, in my kingdom you will stay. Arrows of courage and light, feel the passion, feel the flight. Crave the edges of my dance, take a leap, take a chance. Goddess of the wild night, bringing dreams to shattered light. Valhalla's throne is where I reign, with a heart that knows no pain. Arrows of courage and light, feel the passion, feel the flight. Crave the edges of my dance, take a leap, take a chance. In the city, neon lights, dancing under siren skies. Foxes running through the night, glowing with electric eyes. Wicked rich from the east, schemes and plans never cease. Flying with wit, she moves so fast in the shadows of the past. Cyberfox run away, alien dreams night turns to day. Project story of the time, in this world of code sublime. Glitch in the system, clocks rewind, secrets hidden you can find. Tech and dreams they intertwine, through the matrix undefined. Feel the thrill inside your soul, breaking chains to make you whole. Through the chaos find your way, in my kingdom you will stay. Cyberfox run away, alien dreams night turns to day. Project story of the time, in this world of code sublime. In the shadows I reside, with that fire in my eyes. Queen of discord where I stand, chaos in my every hand.
Ta-da!
Damn.
So that's the new intro song. The new official TM intro will be completed at some point within the next week or two. Yes.
I'm gonna guess Loki has been having a lot of fun with his AI program this past week. Just a theory.
I can't remember when he discovered. It's funny because I showed him like a few months ago that there were programs where you could you could type in a bunch of words and make your own music. Because I watched Moist Critical, also known as Penguin Zero Charlie. Yeah, I watched him mess around with it, and he literally made, I think it was a metal song about poop, and it unironically it sounded fantastic. So I thought that was funny. And then I can't remember when. I think it was it earlier? I think it was earlier this past week. He started messing with it. No. It was I think it was this past weekend Sunday. I think.
Yeah, because he had it ready. Because he had the first one. He had the 0 hour ready on Monday.
Yes, because he started messing to see.
And he didn't even tell us mods about that one.
No. Yeah. Yeah. I've been wanting a new intro for a while now. Just because. Well, Josh, I hate to break it to you, but I think you're just stuck being my co-host. You haven't left. You haven't left yet, so I'm just assuming that you're just here forever. So. So I wanted to have something that was combined to both of us, and I don't know if you caught that in the lyrics.
I
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I did catch my name was in there. Yeah.
Yeah, Cyber Foxes. So Loki came up with 3 of them, and then I picked this one. It was funny because it was like they kind of like evolved from each other. So you had one that was kind of like straight up metal. You had another one that was metal with a little bit of had a little bit of this. It was like the combination of this one and the other one. But I liked it was like rocky kind of orchestra, but also had like a dancing beat. So
yeah, it's still metal, but it's also like it's like there's also quite a bit of rock in there. Yeah.
Yes. So they had it had a good mix of genre that I like. So it's funny because all 3 of them had the exact same lyrics, so it's very interesting to hear. Yeah, it's fascinating to hear the same lyrics in completely different genres from each other, and it just So 2 weeks ago, all right. I wasn't sure if it was. I thought it was last week, but I wasn't 100% sure if it was last week or whenever. I knew it was a Sunday. That's all I knew.
And my God, the one with Arwen is absolutely hilarious.
Yes. Yes, he's had a lot of fun with it. Which, I mean, how could you not? It's so cool. Like having making music like that has been kind of like a dream of people for a while now. And it's actually evolved to the point of it being decent and even good. So, yeah.
Very cool. Thank you, Loki.
Yay! So the intro, like footage and stuff, will evolve over the next couple of weeks. There is no rush. We had to show off the song. So, all right. So this, what's going on is the title of the stream. Why? Because
what's going on?
Yeah, what is going on? What in fact is going on? My goodness. Seems both a lot and a little. We're kind of in this weird moment. It's like it's post House of the Dragon, right? And terrible like the terrible Borderlands movie that honestly nobody was surprised about came out.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it because that's one of those movies that it's like I could see somebody watching it if they were making content out of it and getting paid, right?
Yeah.
But if you're not getting paid to like review this movie on like your channel or something, I don't know why you would go see Borderlands. I mean,
it's 15 years too late.
Well, not just that. Like, if it was good, Josh, I don't think that would have
mattered. There's that too.
So if it was actually like good, I don't think anybody would have cared how late it was, right? Like, let's be honest. Top Gun Maverick was not something. Nobody was asking for that. Nobody considered a sequel, and yet, in my opinion, I think it's superior to the original.
How can you say that without the volleyball scene?
All right, it was less gay, which does work against itself, okay? So Top Gun Maverick was less gay, and that is a tragedy in and of itself. But I don't know. I think they had the technology to do, and obviously, like, they had the technology and the camera, and there's stuff that if they would have had that in the original Top Gun, if they would have had the modern day stuff to make Top Gun Maverick, I think to put in the original Top Gun, that they would be just as good as each other. I think the only reason why Maverick kind of beats it out a little bit more is because, they had abilities, they had the capability to do stuff that they weren't able to do back then. But also, I do like the storyline more. Just a hair more. I think it's, like I said, I think it's better. And nobody asked for that. nobody really thought it could be good because of like the situation of it, right? It's like 30 years, like why it's just this weird sequel and like an era of sequels that nobody asked for, and it really didn't have a right to be good, but it was. The unlike Borderlands, now that's something I don't think anybody was asking for.
Not really.
Yeah, I played the original Borderlands twice, immediately one after another, right? Because if I'm enjoying a game and it has a new game plus, generally I play it like I do the new game plus run.
I do the same thing.
Yeah, I did that with Borderlands. I did that with
Arkham Asylum,
Dark Alliance, and Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Like if I'm just really am having a good time with it, it's like, well, now I know all this stuff. Let me go and do it again.
And I have all these collectibles at the beginning. Yes.
Yeah. That's
like
great.
these like these puzzles that I need to solve for these achievements or whatever you can't do on your very first playthrough. So, yeah.
So it's just and so I did that with Borderlands. I realize now that I made a mistake in playing the Borderlands games because I wanted to go in chronological order, which was a mistake. So I did the pre-sequel before I played 2. I don't think that was a good call in hindsight because I never finished 2 because I felt like I was just playing the pre-sequel again, which I didn't enjoy the interface and everything as much as I did the original. And I've never finished it, and I don't have really any desire to. I was just like, okay. So obviously in the original Borderlands, I chose Lilith because obviously that's what I was going to do. I thought, oh, it's this awesome female character that has superpowers and stuff. I'm choosing that one. Like I always like that. I like that the sorcerer, kind of the magic character I always like playing. So I always have fun with that.
I'm surprised you went for the dark magic user. I'm surprised that you did that.
I know. That was very surprising to everybody. So
yes.
Of course, imagine my shock and confusion when I see the Borderlands trailer for the first time, like months ago when everybody else did for the most part. And I saw my girl, Kate Blanchett, playing Lilith because I started doing math in my head. And that meme of what's her name? I think is it Julia Roberts, or I think it's Julia Roberts that's staring out into space. You see all the numbers.
Yes.
It's just these really bizarre. Yeah, that was me trying to figure out. So why did we have like this 50? I don't even know how old Kate Blanchett is. How old is Kate Blanchett?
Late 40s, I think.
Age 55. Okay.
Oh wow.
This
okay.
Yeah. So why did we have this 55-year-old woman playing a character that I thought was in her mid-20s?
Yeah.
The oldest I thought she could be was very early 30s. They're talking 31 at the absolute max age, okay? But most likely mid-20s, like 25, 26. It's kind of what I got from her. Like post-bachelor like college degree, Clearly wasn't a teen, but was still very like young. And I
young adult, yeah.
It's like, yeah, and that's kind of what I got from her face. Sometimes it's hard to tell in the style, of Borderlands. The way
right, because Borderlands has a bit more of a stylized, cartoony look to it.
Yeah, and age is sometimes hard to like grasp, but
right,
like still, she was young, and so it's very strange because I'm looking at the outfit and I'm like, okay, the outfit seems pretty good. Like, the outfit seems accurate. I look at the hair and like, the hair is pretty. Yeah, the hair is accurate. I was kind of wondering how they were going to do the swoop, kind of the orange swoop that she had.
Well, and
And
I remember from the trailer, it was. I remember thinking, it looks accurate, except for the people.
yeah, you're looking at it, and then you get to Kate Blanchett's face, and you're like, oh, okay, she is like, no offense, Kate Blanchett, not that you're watching, or that you would take offense to this because I don't think you care. But
She got paid.
She got paid. Your face looks like it was stitched on in like an AI meme kind of, remember how people would like you'd take a video or a picture of your face and then it'd stitch on and you'd be like in a movie or something.
Right.
That was really popular a couple years ago.
I remember there was a Nicolas Cage app.
Yeah.
You could just take any picture and you could just insert a Nicolas Cage face onto everybody in there,
which is perfectly fine.
Yes, that is 1000% what that technology is meant for.
Yes, that is 1000% what that technology is used for. That is exactly what that's what we were meant to use that for.
Yeah,
but it's very strange.
I remember I made a Mount Nicolas Cage more. Yeah. Replaced all the president's faces with Nicolas Cage. It was glorious.
As it should be.
Yes.
As it should be. I want Mount Cage, okay?
Yes.
There we go. Anyway, it was very odd to see pretty much like what looked like a pretty accurate character depiction, except for the person who was playing it. Very like way too old for that role. But that's like, yeah. Claptrap. I don't know why you didn't get the original voice actor because we
gotta get Jack Black,
who doesn't sound anything like him. The original
and
voice
he's way more annoying.
Yes. And then I don't know who decided Kevin Hart needed to be Roland.
As a serious character, right?
He's supposed to be like... Alright, if y'all have watched the Justice League animated series, Jon Stewart as Green Lantern, how he's like a serious like ex-Marine, no nonsense, and a lot of his humor comes from the dry, like very dry kind of, sarcastic, but incredibly dry humor and whatnot. So do you know who I'm not going to cast for that? A stand-up comedian who isn't known for any of that, and who is quite frankly too short for the role, noticeably too short.
Yeah, because he's quite small.
Yeah, just not the person you needed for that role. So it just, obviously there's more characters that are inaccurate, but those were the ones that stood out. And I read,
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. What were we on? What were we on, guys?
Because I mean, let's face it, most people from like the younger generation know Jamie Lee Curtis as the Activia yogurt girl.
Let's be honest, that's what I knew her as until I watched Halloween. Realized she had a different career at some point.
She had a career at one point, yeah.
I'm just saying, I didn't know. I knew her from the Activia commercial and Freaky Friday. That's all I knew her from. I didn't know her from anything else until I started watching horror movies. She was a scream queen at one point, so
yes, she was.
A lot of her more well-known work came from horror. So if you really didn't watch horror, you really wouldn't know her. But yeah, no, I knew her as Activia, like Freaky Friday first, and then Activia. It's like how I knew William Shatner as the Priceline negotiator before I knew him as Captain Kirk. Which is hilarious.
That's a crime.
Well, no, I didn't know it because why would I at that point? I made no interest in it, and we just didn't, you know. But when we'd watched a 2009 Star Trek movie, and my dad was telling us about like the original Star Treks, and I remember he said William Shatner, and I was just like, I don't know who William Shatner is, and he said the Priceline Negotiator, and that's when I was like, are you telling me the Priceline Negotiator guy was Captain Kirk? And he was like, oh yeah. I was like, okay, I must see this. I have to see this now. I gotta know. I have to see the Priceline Negotiator being Captain Kirk. That sounds phenomenal. I love that idea. It's can you introduce people doing some of the weirder shit? Like there is a child out there whose first interaction with Patrick Stewart was him as the poop emoji in the Emoji Movie. Just think about that for a second.
That is a true fact, yeah.
Yeah.
One of the most versatile actors in modern history. Yeah.
Yes. So, that was a failure. And apparently the CEO of the the company that owns it, and I can't remember what it's called. The company that owns Borderlands. Apparently he was like, guys, you gotta go watch it. You gotta try it out. And everyone's like, no.
No.
Why on earth would I? You know? And I don't blame them. I have no interest in it at all. I hope it bombs. As it currently is doing.
And also, wasn't it also directed by Eli Roth?
I have no idea. That would be so funny. Hold on.
Because I'll just say it, Eli Roth is a hack.
Yeah, it is. What else did he do? I feel like I've seen some of his movies. I watched Hostel.
Hostel is probably his best known film.
I watch the Hostel movies if I'm not in the mood for the Saw movies. I never watch the Hostel movies because they're the Hostel movies, right? It's like, I'll go watch them, for funsies, but they're never my go-to for any reason. Let's see. I watched Cabin Fever. I watched the first one.
That was one of the dumbest horror films I've ever seen.
It was like, as far as like horror movies as entertainment factor, it was okay. It was just overly gross, and there really wasn't it wasn't anything that
I kept being distracted by the fact that that's the kid from Boy Meets World.
Oh my gosh. Let's see. Oh, one of the Piranha movies, which are just fun to watch. Or, it's one of those crappy sci-fi monster movies. Those are just, for the most part, it's somewhat entertaining.
Because I know Eli Roth said in an interview, like, just turn off your brain and go watch it. Like, no. Because I always have to turn off my brain when I hear Eli Roth is involved in a film.
Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything that, I'm not really seeing anything very spectacular in here.
Yeah.
Hostel would probably be the closest thing to success.
Hostel's probably his best known film.
Yeah. So.
And that's mid-tier at best.
Yeah, and like I said, it's never really one of those movies that you go, oh, let's go watch this movie.
Right.
It's usually just kind of a.
I'm in the mood for Hostel 2, said no one.
Like once you watch them, you watch all three of them.
There's a third.
Yes. Once you watch all three of them. I kind of just went down that rabbit hole, just was like, let's see where this takes me, Okay. When I got into horror in college, there's just several moments of, well, let's just see where this takes me kind of thing. Hostel is basically like hotel, like a hotel in Europe Saw, but with rich people betting. That's pretty much all it is.
Yeah.
It tries to make like this Illuminati kind of thing. I don't know, just not as entertaining as the Saw movies get. Saw movies do get really like kind of just insane. It's like the
Overly
Resident.
stupid. Yeah.
It's like in the Resident. They're like a guilty pleasure. The Saw movies are. You know,
Mhm.
they're up there with like the Resident Evil movies, as they're just kind of fun. Especially once you start getting like once you get past 3, I think is one of my least favorites. I would say it is probably down there. It would have been my least favorite had Spiral not come along and taken that slot very, very clearly. But yeah, you know, they just get fun kind of after a while of just, I don't know, just ridiculous. I will not say they're good movies. I will say that they are guilty pleasure like Moonfall and Resident Evil.
Okay, that's fair.
So I put them in that category of would I ever give them awards? No, but I also adore Tobin Bell to death. I absolutely love him. Him and Tony Todd, those are like 2 of those actors that you're just like, you know, I don't know if I want them to get a better agent, but I do also want them to get a better agent. You know,
Right.
they're just these phenomenal actors, and you're just like, I wish you could get better work, but then you would stop doing all these things that are, you know, that I enjoy.
Right.
It's just fun to just
'Cause,
watch
I mean,
a movie.
I mean, like Tony Todd is a phenomenal actor.
Yes.
He was in one of the best episodes of DS9.
Yes.
For Future Jake.
Yes.
The Visitor.
Yeah, I
And-
love watching stuff and just randomly Tony Todd appears. You're just
Yeah.
like, oh, look at him.
He is one of those, oh, that guy.
Look who's here. Nice. Sweet of you to come visit. I didn't know I needed you in this until you showed up. I'm happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know, I am not surprised Eli Ross did that. That's not a surprise, now that I know that. Let's see. What else is happening? Oh, yeah. So I did see the Deadpool Wolverine movie. I thought it was the best Marvel movie that they had since Infinity War.
Okay.
It to me, I was entertained by it very thoroughly. Now, I haven't quite gotten around to like if I needed to do it for like a critical like review, I would need to rewatch it to do that.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Mhm.
I had very incredibly low expectations for it, but I thought it was fun. It was nice to not hate the Marvel movie I was watching, but I do not think it is nearly as good as Deadpool 1. I think it
Deadpool
was.
1 was special because no one really knew what to expect.
Yes. It's just one of those like, okay, I had fun watching it, and I'd probably have fun again watching it, but if I sit down to actually make a review of it, I don't think I would like it as much, because if I have to like, you know, if I'm doing this for like actually like looking at the plot and looking at everything, I think it will fall apart very, very, very quickly.
Okay. I'm still yet to see it.
So I had fun with it. I think is where I'm putting that. So yep, I put that in the. Oh, I actually had fun watching a Marvel movie post Infinity War. Oh my goodness,
Is that allowed?
who saw that coming? And I will say, I think the box office reflects that too, where it was just like, oh,
Yeah.
that was fun. So yeah,
Remember when movies entertained people?
I know, right?
It's been a while.
I know, yeah. The I'm trying to think. Oh, and then I saw Alien Romulus on Thursday.
I'm sorry.
So, I'll just go ahead and give you my very brief kind of review of it. Kind of the same thing I told my parents. So I really liked it until about halfway in. And I'm not 100% sure where halfway was, but it's like I also know where halfway was. Does that make sense? Like I wasn't checking my phone to see, oh, how long.
Right.
And you also have to check your phone when the commercials stop in order to understand how, because like the movie runtime's about 2 hours.
Right.
But they do 30 minutes of commercials for movies that most of which you're not going to want to see.
I hate that. I wish movie theaters would start the movie at the time the ticket says the movie starts. Like you can play the commercials and stuff before all that. That's fine. But when the movie starts, it's like it's a contract, right? The movie starts at 1:15. I arrive at 1:15, and I have to wait around for half an hour.
Yeah, see, it's funny you say that. When Loki and I went to go see the Lord of the Rings movies in theaters, we were, we arrived like 5 minutes before because we were just like, we're sure they're going to do commercials and whatnot. They did not. They didn't do any commercials. It started right on time, and nobody told anybody that. So half the theater was coming in within the next 15 minutes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, like the opening narration.
It might be that might be due to the fact that those movies are already kind of long.
Well, I think it was just because it's an anniversary or it's like a special thing. But the thing is, nobody said that. Nobody's really. It's like, okay, so we had this agreement, and you decided to do commercials, and now you've decided that you're starting it on time.
Mm-hmm. That's annoying.
That is annoying.
Just start the movie when the ticket says the movie starts. How about that? Why can't that just be the general rule?
Yeah. Well, I think it might be because then they can't get those trailers and they can't have like commercials and stuff because there's not like this guarantee that the majority of they can charge more for the guarantee that most of the audience is going to be there. Does that make sense? That's what I think it is personally.
I mean, that's probably true. But I mean, you can still have like the trailers and the commercials playing before. But I mean, how many people are on their phones during all that normally? Almost everybody.
I'm not.
Not during not during the trailers, but during the commercials or like the lame movie trivia.
Oh, the what is it called? Newbie. Is that what that thing's called? Yes. Which I'm just like, she's like, oh, there wouldn't be a.
Like,
there wouldn't
what
be a
was the
movie
color?
me.
What was the color of Dorothy's shoes in The Wizard of Oz? It's like, are you serious?
Well, I just love that. And she's like, it wouldn't be the movies without Newbie. I'm like, no, it actually would.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you understand that I'm not here for you.
Yeah, I'm here for the movie.
You're just there because I got here early,
right?
So I could get into my seat, and I just like we could continue this whole movie thing without you. Like, I hope you're aware of that. Like, no one's here to see you. So anyway, so the Alien Romulus thing. Let me tell you. So Loki and I were going to get a popcorn bucket because we thought, oh, we have our little alien head mounted above the fireplace because of course it is. Bob,
as you do.
He's the guardian of the household.
Okay, that's fair.
His name's Bob. Yeah.
All right.
So I was really looking forward to, because based off the trailers, I was looking forward to. It looked like it was Big Chap, right, and all that. So I was like, oh, we get to have Bob Jr. I'm so excited. He gets a son. This is so exciting. And we get there, and I think our movie was around 7 o'clock.
Okay.
It's a Thursday night, and apparently there had been a showing at 3. It's just like it's Thursday, generally people are still going to be working.
Right.
And we get there, and we find out that they sold out all of the Alien Head stuff.
Oh no.
All sold out. And then I decide, okay, that's insane that they've already sold out. Well, apparently they've sold out pretty much everywhere. Why? Because ever since the Deadpool Wolverine popcorn bucket thing, ever since that happened,
Everyone's trying to get the collectibles.
You now have eBay popcorn bucket scalpers. Because I looked online, and there were people selling it anywhere between $80 to $200
for a popcorn bucket.
For a plastic popcorn bucket.
That's a no. That's a no.
Yep. There was a guy that came in at 10 a.m., but all of them spent $6K. There were also people in other places around America that were literally the second that the movie theater opened, they come in and they would drop thousands of dollars for it. Now, I was upset. And quite frankly, it completely killed my desire to get one. Because if the only way I'm going to be able to get one is to pay these people and reward them for what they did, then I'm not doing it. It's $25 with a large popcorn. So these are collectible items, right? That, like, if you're just kind of a nerd and you just kind of want to spend a little bit just to have this cool little thing that you're probably never going to eat popcorn out of, because let's be honest, it's very inconvenient the way that it is shaped. But, like, it's just like this cool little thing. You're just like, I'll see, if I really,
I have a few things that I got at a movie theater giveaway. I have when I went to see Endgame, they had a poster. They were giving out posters of Iron Man's gauntlet with the Infinity Stones in it.
That's cool.
I picked one up. So I have it on my wall right now. I'm looking at it. It's like, a little reminder of when I went to go see Endgame. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't go out of my way to go get that poster, though. If it wasn't being offered, I wouldn't have gone to another theater that did have it.
Yeah, exactly. It was just like, okay, that's
so
cool.
I wouldn't spend $80 to get this this one of a kind poster. That's not happening.
Yeah,
I'm not going on eBay for that.
Let's be very clear. These are plastic.
Right.
These are not like high quality resin or like ceramic or anything, or like a nice like where it's like kind of heavy. These aren't like super duper nice. Like I said, the only reason I even think it's borderline acceptable that they're $25 is because it comes with the popcorn. It's like the biggest size. The only reason why. It's like, so it's $10 more basically for this popcorn bucket. That's essentially what it is. It's basically you're paying $10 more for the popcorn bucket.
Right.
Like that's and when I break that down, I'm like, you know what? Why not? It's a cool little thing, whatever. I have no issue with it. But then you have these scalpers that come in and they ruin it. So let me tell you, I thought the first half of the movie was really good. And I can't quite describe when it starts going bad, because then I'd spoil it. But that last act could have been a separate thing. It didn't really need to be in there. And it kind of just gave me... It gave me where they were trying to like recreate the ending of, Ripley is putting the cat in the little cryo thing, and he's about to get ready and whatever, and all of a sudden it's still alive. Oh my god, it's on the ship.
I heard it was kind of my understanding is it follows a lot of familiar beats from the previous.
It does. It does. But I would have given the first half of it. This is just going off of memory of watching it one time. Okay, so give me a little bit of leeway. And I don't have it up or any way to like look at it at the moment. But I would say the first half of it would have been like a good like 7. If that same thing would have continued happening in the second half, I would have given it a 7. Not as good as Alien, not as good as Aliens, but better than really what came after that. So that's what I would have given it. And then it's like it started just to decline. And yeah, the third act was it felt both rushed, like we could have explored it more. Again, we could have had a whole movie off of that idea alone. Really explored the body horror that it was trying to give. But I just kind of don't. It didn't work for me, as much. It did not work. So that's why Loki and I both were talking about it afterwards, obviously. And we both came to the same conclusion, 5 out of 10. So it had a lot of what I thought were really good parts, and then it had some really, really bad parts. Yeah, I don't know where it ranks as far as the Alien franchise goes. It just, to me, it kind of just fell apart. And that was a bit upsetting. But I guess, I don't know how this movie is gonna do. But I hope nobody gives the scalpers money.
They will. The collectors always will.
I know they will. I just don't want them to. So.
Yeah. It's like it's the same thing with pre-ordering a video game. Just don't do it. Just don't do it.
It's one of those like unless you are confident, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're confident, I wouldn't do it. For the most part, it's just not worth it. So, yeah, those stupid scalpers. And now I have no desire to have.
You have no desire to have Bob Jr.?
No, well, not in that form. We will get a Bob Jr. at some point. Just not in the form of a popcorn bucket. Is it $25 pop? Just maybe. Well, I actually do have a plushie. I have this really cute. It's like cutified xenomorph from Alien Covenant that I found in the back of a shelf at Target. And I just thought it was so hilariously cute. Like I don't know who thought, let's make the xenomorph cute.
Yeah.
But someone did, and I thought it was hilarious, so I got it. Yeah. The fact that it's from Alien Covenant, I can forgive it. It didn't choose that. All right. I don't know if it was $25 plus the popcorn, Chris. From what I remember, last time we bought a popcorn bucket like that, which I think the last time we bought one was the Phantom Menace anniversary popcorn bucket. It was metal. It was metal and like embossed with like the characters. It was so it being metal. Obviously,
so that yeah.
See, let me see if I can actually find Phantom Menace popcorn bucket. Yeah.
It's people like that is why they're gonna start doing the one per customer.
Yeah, I'm surprised that that hasn't already gone into effect after the Wolverine thing happened.
Mm-hmm.
So here you go. I can't remember what movie we went to go see. It wasn't the Phantom Menace, but they had it, and we thought it was fun. So, and again, like the fact that it's metal really, really helps. So there you go. That's what it looks like. The cup is plastic, but this is all metal. So
that's nice.
Yeah. So I thought that was nice. So that's what
The
we
movie
got.
still kind of sucks, but
Yeah, yeah, it does. But at some point, I think it would be fun to have like all of them.
oh yeah, sure.
So if that ever happened, that would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
But they all need to be metal. I'm gonna be very upset if one of them's plastic. You've committed to metal at this point. You got to.
And I will say, if Disney wants to make all the money in the world, release the unspecialized editions.
Yeah.
They'll make all the money.
It will, in fact, make all the money.
Yes. I'd go see it. I want to see Grandma Palpatine again.
Yeah. Trying to think anything else. Well, we kind of are in like this weird, like, a few movies have come out. I'm not interested in talking about them like as a whole video, which is why I'm kind of going over them here.
Yeah.
Like Alien Romulus, maybe we might talk about it at length, but I'm not 100% sure if I really want to or not. I do know that we do have the Agatha show and Rings of Power coming up.
We do have Rings of Power coming up in like 2 weeks.
Rings of Power, I'm so excited. Dude, okay. Dude.
Oh, man. I need to rewatch season 1 for this. That's going to be painful.
Josh and I at one point talked about watching the trailer of Rings of Power on here because we hadn't seen it. Well, guess what played as a commercial before Alien Romulus? And I was cackling, and I think people thought I was genuinely excited because I liked the show. I was cackling as I was watching it. When I saw Elf Sauron, I laughed. It was phenomenal. I just, not phenomenal as in good.
Right.
It was just to see him. And I'm like, first of all, y'all need to, what is up with, to see him was so fun. That was so fun to see him like that. I'm like, oh, did somebody read the thing or finally talk to somebody?
They just kind of forgot about his ears. Yeah.
Well, I just thought it was funny that, oh no, actually he's an elf now because he can shapeshift. I'm like, yeah, but he should have been entered. He should have, first of all, he should have.
He was in elf form that entire time, yeah.
He was an elf the whole time, guys. So. Why would Disney do it now? Money?
Yeah. Although I do think it's funny that they are trying to not allow people to sue them because they have a Disney Plus account.
Hold on. What?
Yeah, so there was this woman, she was at Disney World. She ate at one of the restaurants, and they say they make accommodations for people with certain food allergies. And
every restaurant should.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Continue.
So I forget what it was she was allergic to, but she was like, "Hey, can you not have?" I think it was peanuts. And like she ordered a salad that had peanuts in it, and she's like, just no peanuts." And they're like, "Yeah, sure."
Oh yeah,
they served it with peanuts, so she got sick.
Well, did she see them? Or was it like sometimes you can see the stuff, but sometimes you can't. Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm asking, so what are they, like crumbled up peanuts? Like.
I believe they were like kind of like crushed peanuts, yeah.
Okay, that would make it a lot harder. And also restaurants tend to put like a decent amount of dressing on there.
Yeah.
So it could have they could have put it over the peanuts.
Either way, by the time she realized, oh wait, there's peanuts in this, she'd already eaten some of the salad. and she got sick and had to go to the hospital. So she is now suing Disney because their restaurant, didn't make the food accommodations that they had asked. But, and so Disney's lawyers are arguing that because she has a Disney Plus account, that voids any obligation for wrongful death lawsuits or anything like that.
Okay. Are these the same lawyers that represented Amber Heard, potentially?
I don't know. Now, technically, because I watched Legal Mindset talk about this, he mentioned technically the restaurant's not Disney's. They're, they just license out the space. They rent it out to an actual restaurant. But it's not, the restaurant itself is not Disney owned. So she should sue the restaurant, not Disney.
Well, her lawyer should have told her all of that.
I think they're suing the restaurant and Disney.
Oh, okay, well then that's fine in my opinion. Like if you want to shoot for Disney too,
go for the moon. The lawyer, because the judge can always, go, all right, you have merit against the restaurant, but not Disney, because they're just the landlord. But but it was just Legal Mindset was going over the counterclaim, and it was like, you're trying to argue that people can't sue you because they're paying for your subscription service. Really?
That is odd.
Yeah.
Huh. I don't even know how you would. I don't even know how you would get to that conclusion. You know what I mean? Like how you would logic your way into saying that. I don't even know how you would do that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what relevance that has.
It doesn't. I mean, what does someone's subscription service have to do with them having a food allergy at your restaurants? It's like, what's the connection? There is none.
Oh, she was watching Disney Plus while eating and not paying attention. Unironically, that would actually make more sense. They would argue that it's still stupid.
Now, it is if a restaurant says no substitutions and you still order that, well, then that's your fault.
Oh yeah, no, that is 100%.
But they say if you have food allergies, let us know and we'll make accommodations for it. She had a food allergy. They said they'd take care of it, and then they didn't. So that's a problem.
Well, also, I don't know if it would fall under substitution. Substitutions is literally like you're like, hey, instead of the mashed potatoes, I would like green beans. It's like, no, we're not allowed to make substitutions, But with this, it's literally like, hey, don't put this one ingredient inside. And it's not like, oh, this sauce has like a peanut oil base, right? Or something like that, where they're using like peanut oil and stuff. Like, it's not that. It's literally you have to take the pre-prepared, because I would hope that you've pre-prepared this at least if you're working in a restaurant.
I would imagine they would be pre-prepared.
Not crushing your peanuts per order. You just don't add those in. And it could have been as simple as like they were very busy and they didn't think and they were on autopilot. It could be as simple as that.
Or they had multiple orders of that salad and they just gave it to the wrong table. That's possible. They did that specific salad, but it went to someone else who were like, "Where are my peanuts?"
Especially if the peanuts are underneath the dressing. And if you just look at the two, they look exactly the same in the server bread one. It could be as simple as that, but it doesn't matter. That's why you have to be super uber careful with food allergies like that.
Yes.
For me personally, I just wouldn't have even like risked it, you know?
That's yeah. It's like, okay, like there's a possibility they could screw this up and serve me something that could cause me to die. I think I'll go with the steak. How about that?
Yeah.
Go with something that's not life-threatening that's on the menu. There is
Yeah.
that.
It just like I don't think that salad is worth me potentially losing, my life over. It's like I
Yeah.
would trust them to make the like vegan or vegetarian dish actually vegan or vegetarian rather than them not adding this one, you know,
Yeah.
to it. Like I just because I know like okay, this specific thing I have trained myself to not have anything meat related touching to it because people sometimes are vegan because of certain allergies or vegetarian because
Right.
of certain
Or they're a
there's-
pescatarian, right?
or yeah, so like they've trained themselves like this specific dish you don't do that, but it could simply be somebody screwed up, which I would pretty much I put money on that as that being the reason. They just grabbed the wrong plate or, they just they were on autopilot. But there should have been double checking
Yes.
and triple checking. And the server should have taken a few minutes to like actually look and be like, okay, so I now remember peanut allergy, I've written it down,
Well, you and I have both watched Kitchen Nightmares. We know that's the kitchen manager's responsibility to check each dish before you send it out.
I know. It's just I'm thinking of I'm thinking of like the line there of from chef to a person eating it, and there's like there's things there, and I don't know if I necessarily like the cooks and chefs should have been more careful about that, and like the waiter and waitress should have also been more careful about that. But I'm also double checking, and I'm not going to blame them. I am blaming the restaurant. Just because like you told them, you kind of expect them to take that very seriously, and
they screwed it up.
They screwed it up, and yeah, you have every right to sue them at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you also had let them know, which is the most important part.
Yes, they were aware of this order. Yes.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't just because there is a difference in saying, "Hey, I have a peanut allergy. Can I just not get peanuts on there?" Like it would, like I don't want to die, kind of thing. Versus, "Hey, can I get that without peanuts?" Those are two very different things.
Yes.
Which is why I would be a lot more harsh on the kitchen staff and the waiter or waitress who should have very obviously like double checked, too.
Yeah, because it's like I personally do not really care for the texture of onions, so I usually order things without onions. But I'm not allergic to them. If I accidentally eat one, it's fine. I just prefer my food without it.
Yeah.
But that's different than having a allergy. That is a completely different thing.
Yeah, like my dad doesn't like tomatoes. So whenever he gets a salad, even if he says like no tomatoes, sometimes a couple tomatoes will slip in there. Right.
Especially like the little cherry tomatoes.
Oh, especially when they dice them up.
Yeah.
They'll end up getting in there. And so he'll end up like, if he ate one, it wouldn't be the death. On the other side of that, a few months ago, Loki decided that he wanted to try CC's for some reason. I can't remember why.
Okay.
But he ordered CC's, and he said that his mouth kind of felt a little funny, and something was kind of weird. And we ended up like looking around it. He's like kind of looking, and he flips it up, and there's a mushroom on the bottom of the pizza. He's allergic to mushrooms.
Yeah, that's a problem.
So first of all, we would obviously never order from them again because that tells me your lack of cleanliness, right?
Yeah.
But they didn't know because if we don't order a topping, generally it's an agreement that that topping's not going to make its way onto the pizza, you know,
Mhm.
because you didn't order it, especially since they like to charge by topping. So it's like we didn't feel the need, obviously, to inform. Like, you don't need to inform every
Right.
restaurant that you are allergic to mushrooms if you
Mhm.
don't order anything that has anything to do with mushrooms.
Yeah.
Um,
Like you go to the pizzeria and
hmm.
you see the meat lovers that has pepperoni, sausage, and bacon. So that's what you order. You're not expecting anything else except for pepperoni, sausage, and bacon.
Like, there might be a rogue onion, maybe, right? But even then, it's like that's a
Mhm.
maybe.
Right.
And I really haven't even seen that as much. It used to be a lot more prevalent. You would get a
As someone who
random
doesn't like onions, yes, it was.
it'd be a lot more prevalent. Um, but it's like, it's just, if someone specifically tells you, I am allergic to this thing, then you need to be extra careful, right? And yeah, I can
Right.
make all the excuses in the world for like the staff and whatnot, but at the end of the day, you serve someone, that was allergic to something, that thing that
Yeah.
they specifically said not to.
Mhm.
And you can pretty much kiss your job goodbye at that point.
Yeah.
Um,
Like if someone is a pescatarian because they have a red meat allergy,
yes.
and you cook them on the same surface as you cook your steaks so that you also cook the fish on, there's going to be cross contamination. That person's going to get sick.
Oh, you mean from that one Kitchen Nightmares episode where what was it in the veggie broth, or like the whatever broth, the tomato broth or something? Tomato. I don't remember what they were cooking. It was something. It was like a vegetarian base. Um, they put pork bones in there to give it flavor, but they did not convey that on the menu. So you're looking at it
That's
as
not
like
that's not vegetarian.
a tomato broth or something. It was something like that where no meat was supposed to be associated
Right.
with it. And what's even worse is that she had like
Yeah,
mentioned it.
some people are vegetarian and vegan because they have meat allergies.
Yeah, and I don't give a shit. Like, hey, if that's something you have to deal with, I don't mind people like that, right? It's the
Mhm.
people obviously that like make it their entire. If you make one thing that you do your entire personality, it's
Yeah,
very annoying.
cuz
Um,
99% of vegetarians let you know they're vegetarian and they try to preach the gospel.
yeah. Now, if
So
I'm making a meal, right, that you will be eating and you're a vegetarian or a vegan, then it's like either I need to remember that for all the dishes or I need to come up with like an alternative, right?
right.
So,
Mhm.
because you don't want them to be left out. And you
Right.
definitely don't want to put the burden of them coming up with an alternate food, right? Um,
Yeah.
so it's like, it's one of those, like, you can totally, like, how you tell people something in the situation you're in um, does make a difference. And again, like I said, if someone says they're allergic to something, and you put it in it anyway, you're asking to get sued, and those
Yes.
people you're asking to get fired too. So
Mhm.
that's interesting. Uh, Disney Plus means that
You
you
can't
can't.
sue the Disney.
Wonder. I want to know the rationale behind. You know what? I'm gonna look it up.
I think I think there's something in the terms of service for Disney Plus that you can't sue if the service isn't working properly. And so they're trying to expand that. I think that was the argument. it's still stupid.
Let's see. I'm looking. I'm trying to see if there's something. Oh, did she die?
Oh, did she?
Oh, that changes things.
Oh, so now there's a wrongful. Okay, so it's wrongful death. Okay.
Hold on.
Oh, that changes a
Wait.
lot.
Yeah, they're saying wrongful death.
Okay.
Oh, they're saying they can't be sued for wrongful death. Hold on. In a current lawsuit, Walt Disney World is arguing that the contract a widower entered when signing up for the Disney Plus streaming service several years ago means that a wrongful death lawsuit he's brought up against Disney and a restaurant not owned by Disney.
See, I think that's the key for Disney right there. The fact that it's not a Disney restaurant; they're just licensing it, the space to the restaurant.
Well, I have no issue with him doing it as long as he has also.
Man, that's just I didn't know that it was a wrongful death suit. That's so you go to Disney World on vacation and your spouse dies because of a restaurant screw up. That's heartbreaking. Hello? Did we just lose Eris? Can anyone hear Eris? Because I suddenly lost her. And she's gone. Okay. Okay. So let me text her real quick because I don't have any control of like the studio, so I can't like pull up I can't pull like any articles or anything to talk about up. So I'm gonna text her real quick. Okay. You okay? Send. All right. All right. Let me pull up this lawsuit we were talking about here. Okay. Okay. Pulling up the article. All right. Disney is trying to have a widower's wrongful deaths lawsuit dismissed and sent to arbitration because the man had signed up for Disney Plus account several years ago. Jeffrey J. Piccolo sued Disney Parks and Resorts in February, months after his wife, Dr. Kanokporn Tangsu, I guess. Something just got everything reset. She's on her. Okay, thank you, Loki. Wife and his mother went to dinner at Raglan Road Irish Pub and Restaurant at the resort in Orlando, Florida, on October 5th. They asked several times whether Tang Soon's allergies had been accommodated, according to the complaint, despite the servers having assured them that she had a severe allergic reaction and died at a local hospital. That is just sad. Disney filed court documents in May saying the $50,000 lawsuit should be dismissed and resolved by individual arbitration because of the terms Piccolo agreed when he signed up for a free trial of the streaming service Disney Plus. The filings also say that he accepted the same terms when he used the Walt Disney Parks website to buy tickets. Lawyers for the company said that the users have to select checkboxes that hyperlink to the terms of use, as well as another that says they agree to the terms. Users cannot select agree and continue if the boxes are not checked, the filing says. Okay, what does that have? Hi, welcome back.
Yeah, something reset the Wi-Fi for some reason, even though nobody was touching it. So it was a ghost. The ghost reset the Wi-Fi.
Was it Arwen's ghost spoons?
That
Or-
could.
Oh wait, no, it's the haunted bathtubs is what she has, right? That's what's haunted.
Wait, does she have a clawfoot bathtub?
I don't know. I just know she has haunted bathtubs.
Well, if she has if those bathtubs are clawfoot, then that's just you're just asking for it. Clawfoot bathtubs are always haunted.
These are facts. These are facts. So yeah, I was just reading over a report of the filing here.
All right.
Yeah, so lawyers for the company say that the users have to select checkboxes that hyperlink to the terms of use, as well as another that says they agreed to the terms. Users cannot select agree and continue if the boxes are not checked, the filing says. And what is in the terms of use that would prevent them from suing the parks because someone died? I don't... The filing included a copy of its terms and conditions. A section titled Disney Terms of Use says that any dispute between you and us, except for small claims, is subject to a class action waiver and must be resolved by individual binding arbitration.
What?
Well,
What?
That is such a broad thing.
Yeah. What am I supposed to do with that?
Yeah. Any dispute between you and us, except for small claims, because they don't care about that, they'll just pay that out.
Yes.
Because small claims is what, under $1,000, I think.
That sounds right.
But either way, it's not a lot of money, so they'll just pay those out.
Yeah.
So they're saying that in order to sue them, you need to bring a class action suit. So it has to be something that affects multiple people, if I'm reading this correctly.
Well, it affected the person that died and then the other people around them.
Yeah.
There you go.
A spokesperson for Disney told NBC News, "We are deeply saddened by the family's loss and understand their grief. Given that this restaurant is neither owned nor operated by Disney, we are merely defending ourselves against the plaintiff's attorney's attempt to include us in their lawsuit against the restaurant." Which I will admit, that's the part that I think that Disney has grounds on.
Yeah.
But to say that because of their Disney Plus account, they can't sue the park. That's just stupid.
That is incredibly dumb.
The company said that its position in no way affects any wrongful death or other claims the plaintiff may have against the restaurant. Disney added that arbitration is commonly recognized as quicker and less costly than litigation. Well, that part's true.
Yes.
But often plaintiffs want to go to trial because he actually might have a fair shot.
Yeah. I mean, they might, honestly.
Yeah. Because once it goes to a trial, who knows how it's going to turn out? You never know what the jury or the judge might decide. It's always a toss up.
That is true.
Piccolo's lawyers filed a response earlier this month, slamming Disney's reasoning for seeking a dismissal as preposterous.
Not wrong.
Yes. They said he signed up for the Disney Plus account on his PlayStation, but believed he canceled it during the free trial. He canceled it.
Can't believe we're talking about that, but you know.
Yeah. And again, someone lost their life here. This isn't funny.
No. This was this was one of those severe enough allergies that kill somebody. And
the article does not specify what her allergies were, but it does say that she informed the restaurant about it. They acknowledged it, and then she still got sick. There is simply no reading. Okay, this is a quote from his lawyers. There is simply no reading of the Disney Plus subscriber agreement which would support the notion that Mr. Piccolo agreed to arbitrate claims arising from injuries sustained by his wife at the restaurant located on the premise owned by the Disney theme park or resort, which ultimately led to her death. They went on to say that the notion that terms agreed to by a customer when creating a Disney Plus free trial account would forever bar that consumer's rights to a jury trial in any dispute is so outrageously unreasonable and unfair. True.
True.
That is true.
That is very true.
His lawyers asked the court not to enforce arbitration. Piccolo accused the Florida Resort and restaurant of negligence in his wife's death, and it's just going over the details again. Yeah, that's it.
Still. Yeah, things change a lot when somebody's dead.
Yes. But yeah, just this guy he took his wife and mom out to Disney World and lost his wife. That's horrifying.
Yeah. That just wow. I can't even imagine.
Yeah. Happiest place on earth. So that's going on.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think I read something about a lawsuit over Disney Plus. I didn't think it was this.
Yeah. Oh, there might be others. I don't know. That's the one I heard.
Yeah. Fairly certain it would probably just be this one.
Yeah.
All right.
And monkeypox.
Oh, yeah, I've kind of heard a few things about that.
Yeah, apparently WHO has labeled it a global pandemic now. It's like, really, people? How about stop bestiality and it goes away?
Stop making out with monkeys and hit the stop.
Yeah. And then if you have it, maybe don't rape children. Just throw that out there.
Yeah. going to go ahead and agree with that one.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Controversial as it may be, I am anti PDF files.
my goodness.
I know. It's a controversial stand nowadays.
Sure.
It shouldn't be.
No, it shouldn't be. That is correct. That should not. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Try and think, is there anything else that has been happening? Let's see. Oh, the shocking revelation.
Yeah. Yeah. JPEGs all the way.
All right.
Yeah. Was there anything else?
I don't think so. I can think of off the top of my head.
Oh, how about all the lawsuits that Logan Paul's now facing?
Oh yeah, I have not dove into that. The last update I heard, and I haven't gotten around to actually watching the CoffeeZilla thing, but the last
Oh my
update
God.
I heard- yeah, I've kind of just been holding, kind of just, it's one of those like, all right, I will watch you later, and then I forget it to watch it later. But
Mhm.
I did hear that he actually did end up suing him,
Yes, he did.
and that was laughable over that whole thing.
Mhm.
I haven't watched the follow-up video for where CoffeeZilla talked about that.
Oh,
I heard about
it
that before he made that video, or he posted
Okay.
that video. So
Okay.
that was the
Yeah.
last I heard.
Okay. So in essence, I've seen multiple YouTube lawyers go over the lawsuit, like in pretty good detail.
Yeah.
They've called Logan's lawsuit trash. 'Cause,
Oh,
right
yeah.
there in the complaint, like in the very first paragraph where it's laying out the whole argument, right?
Yeah.
He says that it's unfair that he's being referred to as a scammer, but then acknowledges that his two business partners were scammers, and that he's also, a victim of losing money to them, which is that part is true. But these were your business associates, and you've called them scammers. So you're acknowledging that your whole crypto thing, whatever, was a scam.
No, Josh. No. Totally misread that.
But then it gets worse. There's more.
Continue.
Because Logan Paul himself is also being sued by the Olympics.
What?
Yes. Because his Prime Energy drink, whatever, he was advertising as like the drink for Olympians, and the Olympics has a special contract. So they're like, I think with Gatorade, and they're like, you can't say that. You can't say that it's the drink of Olympians when it's not the official drink of the Olympics. So they're suing. So they're suing Logan Paul for false advertising.
What? Why would he think that was okay?
I don't know. I mean, because like if you hire like an Olympic athlete, you can refer to them as an Olympic athlete, but you can't reference the Olympics. That's because, like, this person is a gold medalist, but you can't really say an Olympic gold medalist, right?
I mean,
I mean, it's just everyone knows when you say this person's a gold medalist, you just automatically think Olympics.
I mean, you assume that, right? Like,
Right. I mean, there are other competitions. It's just
yeah,
the Olympics is the best of the best, unless you're an Australian breakdancer.
and get the entire sport. Have you actually watched it?
I've seen parts of it. It's so bad.
I just have to go, okay, so is this one of those where they took the top 8 and this was the 8th place? Because I don't think that's possible that she was like for instance, like, okay, so from these 8 different competitions, we're gonna take the top 8 people, right? And all top 8 people have to be, one has to be from each like area. And then we'll take the next 8 people as like runners up, right? So you might be in a situation where the top 8 people, the 8th place person is actually the 16th person as far as like scores, right? So if it was something like that, I could see why, or maybe she was like the only one that signed up.
Well, wasn't her husband like on the board of one of the competition committees? So people are begin to speculate it was essentially rigged for her.
I have no idea.
There was something like that. Like she is being accused in her home country of Australia of fixing one of the competitions in order to qualify for the Olympics.
I mean, surely there's another Australian woman out there that could break dance better than her. Okay, like, surely.
But I mean, to have a performance at the Olympics so bad, the sport goes, yeah, no.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was. I mean, I didn't even know breakdancing was in the Olympics.
I don't think a lot of people did, myself included, on that.
It's like, wait, Olympic break? Wait, there's an Olympics for? Wait, it's an Olympic sport? Really?
That's like how I found out that apparently there's an Olympic sport for power walking.
Yes.
Which blew my mind. Like, why? Oh, I think I would be great at it because when I'm in a hurry, I am boom, 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 but I'm not running.
Have you seen the video that went viral of like the woman from Spain doing the power walk? She's about to cross. She's going to medal, and she's like starting to celebrate, and then someone passes her like at the last second.
That is one of my favorite things to do. People who celebrate too early. I love that. I love that because it's
karma.
Instant karma. It's just you get instant satisfaction, instant karma, from it. It's just like, oh,
it's different when like you have two people going all out and it's neck and neck as to who crossed the finish line first. That's different. It's when you see someone like start like lighten up and like starting to celebrate. They're like, hey, I am amazing, look at me, and then just the instant karma of nope.
Yes.
That is very satisfying.
Yes it is.
But yeah.
Oh, thank you.
But imagine this is the first time breakdancing is in the Olympics, and you give a performance so bad, so terrible, the Olympic Committee goes, yeah, we're done with this.
Yeah, I can't imagine being that bad at a sport, but finding out like on international TV, like worldwide TV, that I was so bad at a sport that I end up getting it.
And it wasn't just that she was bad. She was laughably bad.
Yes.
Like, people were going, how the hell is this person Olympian? I can do better than that.
Not that I have absolutely like no skills at all in breakdancing. Have never tried it. There's no there's nothing. There's no reason I should even attempt breakdancing at this point. I feel fairly confident I could do better. You know,
her performance was very much in the realm of the drunken aunt at a wedding that thinks she can still boogie, right? It was just, what are you doing? This is terrible.
No, it's like the drunken aunt at the wedding who's also doing like, is also wearing a VR set. And like none of their moves make sense because we can't see what they're actually looking at.
Okay. Yeah.
And like even then, I think that there's no way that you could. It's not like, oh, she was fighting invisible demons. It's like, no, I actually had no idea what she was doing. I don't know how she got here. I don't even what did you think was gonna happen?
We don't know her. It's all right. She's not with us.
Hold on. Yes. The viral Olympic B-girl Ray Gun. I guess her name is Ray Gun. That's really sad. Okay. Says the hate has been devastating. Okay. So let me explain why.
Because you were a joke.
So, international TV, okay, across the world.
This is the Olympics.
Yes. So we sit there and we're excited to watch this. This is like the peak athleticism.
These are the best of the best.
Yes, they've worked really hard, and we just want to see human feats that are insane. Like it's really fun to watch people who are really good at something.
This is the one time of year. This time only happens every 4 years where people care about swimming.
Yeah, all of a sudden people become an expert. It's crazy. It's weird. It's a weird experience. But it's
that was a beautiful butterfly stroke. I don't know what I'm talking about, but it was beautiful.
Yeah. So we're expecting the best of the best. Why? Because we all acknowledge that these people have earned it. They've worked really, really hard to get here. And it's like we're watching the accumulation of years of dedication and sacrifice and practice to see them do this.
These are people who have dedicated literally years of their lives to this one sport that they get a chance to compete in every 4 years
on the international stage. Right, so you get to see who is the best in the world.
Yes,
and it's a really fun thing to witness. So it is.
Have you ever? No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. So it is incredibly insulting to everyone, all the athletes and everyone watching, to witness somebody so laughably bad at the thing there. It's like, okay, how did you manage to get here? Because you're not even close. You're not even close to being good.
Yeah.
Or decent.
I mean, it wasn't just you got 0 points. It was you're representing your country, and you were so bad. You got the sport taken out of the Olympics. That is shockingly bad.
So now all these people who have worked so hard and so long
Mhm.
to not just do this sport really, really well, but to also like get to showcase their talents on the world stage. You've stripped them of the privilege and the
Mhm.
experience of being able to do that.
On the bright side, if you're the gold medalist, you are the only gold medalist in that sport in history.
I know, but it's like, well,
Like that's a bragging right.
now people who like kids who have watched, they're like, oh,
Yeah.
I want to do that. They can't do that now.
Right.
Now it might get undone. Considering it's in LA, I would actually be kind of surprised if it really got, taken off in LA. LA has that very like urban vibe,
True.
where like, breakdancing is, you would see breakdancing probably less surprising to see somebody breakdancing than in other cities,
Mhm.
It's just people are insulted that you showed up and did that.
Yeah.
Not out of a form of protest, not for like any like actual like reason, but it looks like you managed.
You didn't try.
Well, it looks like you kind of like bought your way in, or you like you got in even though you didn't earn it, and so people are insulted who have earned it. And in general, people don't like people who don't earn things, getting things, like that, because then it's just given to them. They didn't earn it. They didn't actually like work to get it. And that's kind of insult.
It's like she's in a serious competition, but was expecting a participation trophy.
Something like that. I mean, there is a chance that she actually thought she was good, and she's been yes banned her whole life, which
Yes, queen.
That's like a whole different level of tragedy if that's the case.
That is.
You find out that you suck on the world stage. Wow.
It is kind of funny.
That is such like a nuke to your self-esteem.
Yeah.
And your worldview that I don't even know how you would recover from that.
You blame all the haters on the internet. That's what you do.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
because
the
no,
incorrect
it's
way
like
to do that.
people weren't hating on you because they hate women or they hate sports. They were hating on you because you were terrible. I don't care that you have a PhD in dance. You were terrible. Okay?
I'm sorry, you have a doctorate in dance, and that's what you showed up with. Get a refund.
Yes.
Get a refund.
Like, all that proves to me is that your degree is worthless.
Yeah. I actually think they scammed you.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Korean dance. And that's what you showed up with.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. Because I think your fellow Australian Olympians have every right to be angry at you.
Yeah, I would be. I don't think there's any possible. There's no universe in which I would be nice.
So you embarrassed our entire country.
You
got your sport banned.
You embarrassed your sport. You embarrassed your gender. You embarrassed your country. You are an embarrassment to everything.
I mean, I've been around for several Olympics now. I don't think I've ever seen someone score a 0 in anything. That's
No.
impressively bad.
I've seen divers screw up so bad they belly flop and they don't get a 0. Okay,
Right.
like, you know, it's like we've
Mhm.
seen stuff where it's like they'll get disqualified before they give them a 0.
Right.
You know,
So like
it's
it doesn't count, right?
yeah. So I don't think. Okay, actually, now we're gonna look that up. Hold on. There.
Have you seen the documentary on Kurt Angle? You know, the
Have
pro
not.
wrestler.
Oh, who is he?
He was a pro wrestler.
Pro wrestler. Yes, but what did he do specifically? Was
Well,
it
I mean,
just?
he was with WWE, but before that, he was an Olympic gold medalist in wrestling.
What's his name again?
Kurt Angle. And because
I've
of
seen.
his,
Yep, I've seen his face. Okay,
Yeah.
I know who this is. Yeah.
he went over. I've seen him in interviews. He has talked about what his training regiment for the Olympics was, and it is insane. He was doing cardio 28 days a month.
That sounds like you're actually working against your body at that point to do cardio that often.
Well, it wasn't just cardio, but he
Well,
was
he's probably working other muscles too, not
Yes.
just like the
Oh yeah, I
fat
mean
guy.
he's also doing lifts and stuff like that too. So he's
Okay.
also doing muscle building. But he decided that because he wasn't the biggest wrestler, he'd make sure that he could outlast everybody. So he wanted his cardio to be in the best shape possible,
Yes, endurance is an underrated thing that people forget about.
especially in wrestling where it is so physical.
Yes.
So like he talked about he would go on like a 5-mile run, then get weights, put on like 100 pounds of weights, and then run back 5 miles, then do weightlifting, and then cool down on the exercise bike. And he was doing that for like 12 to 16 hours every day, 28 days a month for 4 years.
Damn.
It's insane. Like that's the kind of dedication, and he ended up winning a gold medal. That's the dedication needed. It is. You have to work your ass off because you are competing against the best of the best.
Yeah.
So to show up like Raygun and just humiliate herself, it's a complete insult to what every other one of these athletes put themselves through for years to get this opportunity. Because especially for most Olympians, if you qualify for the Olympics, that's your one shot. Not many athletes go to multiple Olympics.
Yes.
So it really is a complete insult to every Olympian to be that bad.
Not just that, it is an insult to that, but I think it goes further. It's an insult to athletes everywhere, too.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, okay, so I'm watching the best of the best of my sport, right? Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. And then you did that.
Mm-hmm.
If I was a break dancer, I would be more
Imagine if you were a breakdancer that was in the district she came from and you lost to her and then saw that.
Yeah.
I'd be outraged.
I don't think there are enough words to describe how mad I would be.
Yeah.
I'd lose it. I'd be so angry.
Mm-hmm. And they are speaking up. They have been like, really?
They should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when it looks like she may have gotten there through favors being done as opposed to, earning it. Because yeah, I believe it was her her husband was on one of the judging councils or something like that.
It's a very, very quick way to get yourself to be very hated.
Yes. I mean, could he have been impartial? That's possible, but he should have recused himself if you want to keep things above board.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, she my wife is competing in this competition. I can't then serve as one of the judges because it's a conflict of interest.
That's just crazy. I didn't even know that, like, he could have, like, rigged her away. I didn't know how she got in there.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
now, again, those are just accusations. But if she kind of rigged her way to the Olympics, then she's getting everything she's deserved. All the ridicule, the becoming a worldwide laughing stock. She deserves it then.
Well, anyone that had like any kind of like grace or just would have been like,
Mhm.
oh, I don't think I deserve this, right?
Yeah.
Like that had that kind of
It's not like it's not like the shooter from Turkey who just went in without any gear and just kicked ass.
absolutely amazing.
It's like, okay, this guy's a little scary.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, what kind of training does this guy have? It's all right. Don't mess with that guy.
Do we need to call Sarah or Connor? Do we need to?
Yeah, like no ear protection, no eye protection, no gloves. Just picks up the gun, shoots, bam.
Yeah, I'm not messing with him ever.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah, Rambam. I think that's right. I think he was like part of like the Turkey Special Forces. I think he did have that training.
well, I kind of assumed it had to have been something
Yeah.
like that. Like the way he just like picked it up with nothing and
Yeah.
just shot it and got second, just like, yeah, okay. Oh, I don't know who trained him, but they were very good. They
Yes.
did- No, I think that's everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we had. I think that's pretty much everything that's happened lately. What do you think, Josh? You think that's everything that's happened lately?
Yes, we have covered the history of everything in 2 hours. Good for us.
Yes. Well, lately, as in like, that's happened over the last like month or so. I think so. I think we're good.
I think
What
so.
is all we're gonna talk about? Next week we're gonna do. I don't know what we'll do. Talk about something.
We'll figure something out
Yeah, we'll figure something out.
because we're professionals. We
we're
don't
so
make this up like 10 minutes before the show starts.
Definitely not. We know exactly what we're doing at all times.
Yeah.
And I will say I am looking forward to like the 31st. It's gonna be fun because that's gonna be our first taste of Rings of Power.
Yep. Yep.
Oh yeah.
That's right, Rambam.
Yes, we are professionals, damn it.
Yes.
Oh, that is all for the time being. As far as I'm aware, we should be here next week.
As far as I know, I'm here next week as well.
So we will see y'all next week.
Yay.
Yay, bye everyone.
Bye, everybody.